Hello? Is this thing on? Is this thing working now? Right, now it's working. Thank God. Hello and welcome to episode 9 of my team journey for F1 2022. Now, the last one, we didn't do particularly well, and the other thing I need to highly address was that I didn't know the audio for what I recorded for my voice wasn't even on there. So that was very annoying, and I can't help but feel really pissed off by that. But mistakes happen. We will make sure that never happens again. But you live and learn from all of these scenarios. But anyways, we're going to move on from that, and we're going to press forward into the Hungarian Grand Prix. We did have some upgrades go on the car throughout this scenario and everything, and the car, obviously, it went a bit backwards in Austria, and it was not a very enjoyable one. But at the same time, we had good pace of some of it. But most of it was just down to, just not having the pace of some of it. But that's what's happened, really. And we are trying to closer to Williams and everything. But with these performance upgrades, they're coming in and everything. Every time we put a new upgrade on, all of the teams put upgrades on straight away. It's like we're making one step and then they make 2 steps, which was a bit annoying, but that's the way it goes. I did think about doing another upgrade just before the summer break, but I went against it, thinking that I could maybe try and do another upgrade later on in the season, because we've got regulations changing for the next season. It made me thought about that as well. So we're changing our engine components here because we need brand new ones to go on here. And I skipped all of the practice sessions, which are fine. And then let's get straight into qualifying. So now we're in qualifying, and it's going to be particularly sunny and everything, which is fine. Now, I really kind of struggled to find the right setup for this. But just as we're about to start our flying lap, I estimated Ocon behind me, and he went straight into the back of me. Like, I don't know what his intention was, but I didn't want him to ruin my lap, so I wanted to let him go. I let him enough space, but he just went straight into the back of us. He's the old bird for what happened. He just went straight into the back of us for no reason. It might look like I brake checked him, but truth be told, I just wanted to let him go. So he didn't ruin our lap. But we ruined his lap, and that distracted us for the start of the lap. So we did do this, so we did start the flying lap in the end. And we come across the line here, and it's 120.2, which was fine at the time, but as we fast forward later on, I didn't realize also that I had a lot of fuel in my car, which added a bit of difference to the time and everything. So we press forward time, we're down in 18th or 19th eventually when Ocon does his time. But I was going off on another lap, and I had a really good lap on here. I was really on it. But then we got a track limit warning, which ruined everything. So we tried it again, we charged the battery, but we didn't even charge it enough. We're only up nearly half a second on this lap here. But after the track limit dilemma, I did not have the confidence at all for this, and so we're coming in across the final corner up to the line, and it's a 1 minute 19.6, which, truth be told, was not good enough for qualifying 2, and we end up being 20th, and our teammate is last, which is not great, but that's to be expected. We could have done so much, but we can only hope for the best for the Grand Prix. So let's get straight into it.
Welcome to Budapest once again for another round of Formula One action. Historically, a good race for first victories, with Button, Hill, Alonso and Heikki Kovalainen all reaching the top step of the podium for the first time here. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, It's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Carlos Sainz, and Norris, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, and Valtteri Bottas, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, and Ocon, Joe, Albon, Sebastian Vettel, and Lance Stroll, Phoenix, Oscar Piastri, Magnussen, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So we're going to hope for the best for this Grand Prix, and that's all we can hope for. And I'm going to start on the medium tyres. And what I didn't know was that there was a little bug on the park foamy, which was unusual. Codemasters fixed this. So that gave me the opportunity to change the tyre pressures and everything, which was highly valuable, because that will increase the cornering grip and everything, which was key, because this is such a fast track with like a lot of high-speed corners, and it's very nice. It's like Monaco but without the barriers, which is the best description you get for. We started on hards actually, and hoping to go long in the stint, because well, we got nothing to lose. Everyone else is on mediums, and I'm the only one started on hards. So they're going to be all quick around us, which is a bit tricky to say this. We're going to come up to the starting grid here. I'm just hoping, praying that we can at least try and have a fight with the other teams in front of us and try and at least score some points. So 5 red lights of this Hungarian Grand Prix, and we're now underway for this Grand Prix here, and we did get an alright start. Piastri gets us, as does Latifi, and Magnussen. I can't remember how he got down there. When we break late, we go run into the back of him, so we backed off a lot more, trying to go around the outside of the Haas, and well, we lost a bit of momentum. And cold tyres, and on the hard tyres here, it's not ideal at all. Not a good race tyre, I must say. They do take a long time to warm up, so we're trying to make the most, so we're trying to get close to these guys as we can, but we just don't have the straight line speed, which is what we're lacking. We're trying to go down the outside of the house, and we do so. Nice around the Aston Martin of Vettel, and oh my god, we lost a bit of momentum, and then we just lost momentum there, and that kind of sets the tone for this lap here as well. And well,
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
Yeah, thanks Mark, we are focused, but what we can do is to try and get to, as we come up to the end of this lap here, we are still close enough, but by the time their tyres warmed up, they started to pull away slightly. Oh my word, wow, that certainly ruined it. Here's the replay on how it happened. We just got onto the curb and just lost the rear. Oh my word. That's pretty much summed up the first lap. We're pretty much now in no man's land. And throughout the stint here, we were just trying to catch up to him. We were like, eventually the tyres did warm up, and we were starting to close in on him, like 2 or 3 tenths roughly. We did go wide here, and we did take a track limit violation, which I'll take, but not ideal. But by the time we started getting up to speed and everything, our tyres, well, these tyres are terrible, let's be honest. They're just not very good at all. And we're coming up to Piastri here. We're getting another one. How's that a track limit violation? How does that work? Oh, for God's sake. And after that, our lap times were not very competitive, I must be honest. We did catch up to Piastri in the end. We're just closing in onto our teammate who's in the same machinery, but at the same time I was hoping for him to like make the most of it. But throughout these times he's just mostly come last. I mean, I know this is not a good car, but given his stats and everything, I would at least expected him to like be up there with the guys fighting. So we are closing in on Piastri as we get closer and closer onto this stuff straight here for the DRS, using our battery to try and get the most of him. Then it doesn't quite work out there. We go a bit wide, and then we do the inside, like the switcheroo try to build. We do get a bit of momentum here. We didn't use our battery in the end, and we were still stuck behind it for another lap. So we get a nice, good straight line speed here on the outside of turn 1, and we do make it stick. Nicely done from us. That is P21, second to last. Phoenix Motorsport at the back. Oh, we go wide here. That is terrible. We go wide. That was absolutely awful. I do not like the Haas. And that's Lance Stroll pulling off by the looks of it. And it looks like he's out of the Grand Prix. Well, that's a shame. Oh, he's in an engine failure and everything. No, he just ran straight into his teammate. Wow. Use your eyes and wing mirrors, mate. That is not ideal. Here's the onboard from Vettel. Well, Vettel went into him, but Stroll went into him at the same time. So really, they got themselves to blame. Oh dear. Well, at least we're not plumb last anymore. Well, technically. And so everyone's now making their pit stops. We did jump forward ahead, and here comes Pierre Gasly. He's coming out of the pit lane. We could try and jump him as well. That'd be great. We do get the DRS. And he's side by side with us. That other tire is quick in the straight line, but we make the most of it. Down on the inside into turn 2, and then come up to turn 3 here, and we make the most of it. Now to try and catch up to Nicholas TV and pass it. Here's the replay of the move side by side with us as he comes straight out of the pit lane. Cold tires. We still have warm, slightly used tires at this stage, and we made to pounce ahead of the AlphaTauri. So we press on forward, and we are closing on to Nicholas TV, whose tyres are starting to go off, which is how Pierre Gasly is starting to close in on us. He goes to the inside. We managed to we are side by side here. We are just able to cover him off, just about. Oof. Jesus Christ. Nicholas TV comes into the pit lane, leaving us free of the air. And, well, oh my goodness me. This car! Oh my god. It is awful. Mick Schumacher's just come out of the pit lane here, and we do make it most of it, and we do get ahead of it, giving us a breathing space from Pierre Gasly. Again, same situation, cold tyres for him, but somehow his tyres warmed up, or he's just got a quicker car. Well, he's got a quicker car actually. He did catch up to us very quickly, I must be honest. Well, we were just trying to make the most of this stint, hoping that we can get like a good haul of points. But it's not looking very likely at this stage, given how far up all the drivers are. And by this next lap, Mick Schumacher was literally all over us. We did get the call to come into the pits, but I wanted to stay out a little bit longer to make the most of this stint. I mean, just look at the pace from Mick Schumacher. That straight line speed in the Haas, it is kind of crazy, considering that this is a highly downforce track. He does get the better of us, and we didn't get a good exit at the same time, and he just pulls away, and he gets us. So we do try to make it down the inside. We touched. Thankfully, no damage to that, but that didn't do us any good at all, morale-wise. So we do end up getting to the pit lane eventually, because my tyres were starting to hit the edge of everything, and this was go straight in. Oh, great! 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It didn't feel fast. Oh boy! Right, so that's gonna be added on to the time for the end of the race, unless we make another stop. So this is not very ideal at all. This has been not going very well. We did catch up to Nicholas Latifi very quickly on these medium tyres. Oh my, well, we've done the exact same thing that we did at turn 1. Thankfully there was hardly anyone around, and we were on quicker tyres. But even still, that was not something I was wanting to happen. So we did catch up to Latifi rather a bit quickly, to hopefully get past him after the last race, where he literally was pretty much our warden who just would not let us by. It was too quick. But we go on the outside, coming up to turn 4, and we make the most of it. Nice! We do touch slightly, and we make the most of it. There we go. I just love racing. Because replay and here comes the outside, we don't make touch, we do contact with him. He's the onboard from the TV. He breaks over early and he did touch our rear wheel. Somehow we didn't spin out. Nice. Very handy. So we do press on. We do try to catch up to Sebastian Vettel, but he's like 15 seconds away. Oh boy. No idea at all. Oh. We get a track limit violation and a 3-second time penalty. Oh my word. As if Austria's bad vibes continued onwards to Hungary. But with Austria, we really had the pace. It's just, we just didn't make the most of it at all. And we get another track limit violation, track limit warning from that. And I honestly, it's not been a very enjoyable race. And throughout the Grand Prix, hardly much happened for us. And just counted under laps and all the way from the TV, so we do get an 9-second gap over him for enable us to finish 19th and not be second to last at all. So Sergio Perez does win the Grand Prix of the Hungarian Grand Prix. As for us, well, it is a race to forget, and we can only hopefully improve in the next one that will be coming up and hopefully do better, which is what we do need, because we need to get a good haul of points for this team. Alex Albon gets driver of the day. I don't know how he did well, but yeah.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They've performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone of the team.
So well done to Red Bull and to Sergio Perez for winning his, I can't remember if it's his first win of the season. I'll probably have a look at it at some point. And Charles Leclerc making the most of Max Verstappen, not in the top 3. Hopefully to claw him back into his championship fight, as is George Russell, who finishes 3rd today. So at least we got one Brit on the podium, thank goodness for us Brits here. And well, it's just a race to forget for us. Max Verstappen, he was 2nd on the grid and he ended up being 5th. Don't know how that happened for him. But as for us, it was just a calamity. And Sebastian gets a warning for his collision with Stroll. Not quite sure how that adds up. Who knows? Well, so there you go. That's the Grand Prix. There wasn't really much to show for that. For especially our side, and especially up front, when it was just constantly, well, Ferrari, Mercedes now coming back at it, and the Red Bulls. But not much really changed for that. So that was really not good at all. We didn't even get the sponsor objective of our qualifying our rival. Not good at all. Not good at all. Oh dear me. We did get some decent cash though, and I might look into upgrading the car as much as possible. So yeah, that was the Hungarian Grand Prix for us. It was pretty much a race to forget. And also the last episode where somehow the voice didn't go through at all. But I will make sure if you do watch the end of this video, please let me know that. Or if I by any chance uploaded the video or I haven't watched it yet, and please just make a comment saying if something has been missed or anything, because that would be highly appreciative. It will be. So there we go. Off we go next to Spa, which is one of my favourite tracks. I've been to it there in real life, and it's a great atmosphere there. And we can hope for better things for that. It's a power track, so we might not need a lot of downforce for it, apart from the middle sector where it does become challenging, to say the least. And hopefully we might get some more upgrades for it. I think I got one coming swinging that way, I think, from what I remember. I don't know, I'll probably have another look in the next episode when I go and do it. So yeah, this was Grand Prix. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry it's a bit short, but if there's not much to show, then what more can you do? So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and if you do enjoy this series, please leave a like and a comment, and then please subscribe as well, because it will mean a lot when you subscribe and watch more of my videos and everything. Because it will just keep me going, and I just really appreciate, and I just really appreciate it so much. Please excuse the stuttering, and yeah. So I'll see you all in the next Grand Prix, the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. And I'll see you soon. Take care.